Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is Troy, your host. We are live and recording.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Wow, I see so many awesome smiling faces and friends. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Before I call the meeting to order, normally we have an invocation. There is no pastor today, so I'll just ask for a moment of silence. Okay, thank you very much. And if you'll all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, I'll call this meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You guys are good at that. Wow. Mr. Pratt, our county attorney, do we have a certification of our agenda today?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Chris Pratt with the County Attorney's Office. All of the items on today's agenda have been reviewed by our office and meet legal approval.
Great. Thank you, Chris. And do any commissioners have disclosures for items on this agenda today?
I have none, thank you.
No, sir.
And I have none either. So with that, we'll move to our consent agenda. And let me just ask, is there any citizen comment with regard to any item on our consent agenda today? Any citizen comment? Okay. Troy, do we have any citizen comment online?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Okay. And with that, I'll close citizen comment and bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or a motion.
If it pleases the board, I do have a motion to approve the request for all items A through Y on the consent agenda.
Second.
So I have a first and second on the floor. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that carries 3-0. With that, we will move to item 4, which is our regular, item 3, which is our regular agenda. And before we begin our regular agenda, I know we want to recognize all of the amazing individuals that are here with us today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with the Board of County Commissioners. We're here to serve you, not the other way around. And better than me telling you about it, I know we have a special video to show you about it. So, IT, I'll turn it over to you.
Here we go.
Some say they can't,
Caramel,
but they do.
pumpkin. Dave, your order is ready.
Some say they're different or special, but aren't we all?
5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
Good job.
I've just seen this confidence just bloom inside.
They are who they are because of your support, because of your vote. In 2001, the citizens of Douglas County made a decision to provide resources to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Because as a community, Douglas County values the incredible contributions that people with IDD make in the halls of government, in our churches, and in businesses just like this.
You were born, Mama said, the Lord bless you and keep you.
We are so thankful for your commitment.
I mean, look around. Look what our stars are doing.
Whoa! Extra? Am I getting extra whipped cream?
We are really truly changing the narrative of what it looks like to be an inclusive community.
I am an independent person. We are dancers. Arabesque.
We are all artists.
I earn my own paycheck.
Your first paycheck. We have video of many of our stars getting their first paycheck.
You are amazing, Bailey.
Yay! pure joy.
I did something worthwhile.
Having my own money makes me feel really good about myself.
They can do what they do because of you.
Good job. Dancing makes me feel strong.
Watching someone connect the dots and begin to live into that potential is one of the most joy-filled experiences I think I've ever seen.
Big hug for Lucia.
It just makes me proud, and I have to hold back tears sometimes of how proud I am.
People will come and hang out for hours here. And we literally have to say, we closed a half hour ago. Sorry.
We're better because they're a part of our community.
See you later.
Alligator.
Well, thank you so much again for being here. And it's my honor to bring forth the first item, item 3A on our regular agenda, which is a resolution declaring March 2023 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And we have Maureen Waller, Project Manager, presenting for staff. Maureen?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Maureen Waller for staff. I am thrilled to be here to present this agenda item. It is the resolution declaring March Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And as Commissioner Layden indicated, we are so thrilled to have so many members of the IDD community here with us today. As hopefully everyone got to see on your way in, we had the Tall Tales Ranch coffee trailer out front. We saw in the video, we saw Wellsprings coffee at the Wellspring Collective, and Tall Tales Ranch takes their coffee on the road, and we have several ambassadors from Tall Tales here with us today, including the founder and executive director. We're thrilled to have them, and we also have many, many, many members of the Wellspring community here with us today, and we couldn't be happier, and they're here for both this agenda item and the next one, which is wonderful. We have Developmental Pathways represented, and we also have just many, many members of the IDD community. And so, Commissioner Layden, would one of the commissioners like to read the resolution?
Absolutely. Commissioner Thomas or Commissioner Teal?
I'll let Commissioner Teal do it.
Well, let me pull that right up. Well, thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. This is from the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Douglas, Colorado, resolution declaring March 2023 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Whereas on February 26, 1987, President Ronald Reagan officially declared Proclamation 5613, making March National Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in order to celebrate and recognize people with disabilities. And whereas many changes have occurred in society to support and maximize the independence of people with developmental disabilities to create a more inclusive society, and whereas in 2001, Douglas County voters approved a $1 property tax dedicated to services for persons with developmental disabilities, and collections of this property tax began in 2002. And whereas the county distributed 94.5% of the Developmental Disabilities Mill Levy funds to support Developmental Pathways, the county's community-centered board, while retaining 5.5% for a competitive grant program that over the past 20-plus years has awarded more than $5 million in competitive grants to organizations delivering local services supporting Douglas County residents with intellectual or developmental disabilities. And whereas people with developmental disabilities seek to achieve personal success through education, meaningful work, and family and community ties with the support of community members working toward removing barriers for them to achieve these goals. And whereas Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month recognizes the diverse contributions, capacity, and value of Douglas County residents with developmental disabilities in schools, workplaces, houses of worship, halls of government, and throughout all aspects of community life. And whereas celebrating the ability and contributions of people with developmental disabilities can enrich our community, enhance our diversity, and strengthen our country. And whereas family members, friends, and the community at large all play a role in supporting people with disabilities as they pursue their dreams. And whereas the goal of Douglas County include helping people with disabilities realize full access to housing, employment, and recreational activities, which help create productive and satisfying lives and allow individuals to live as independently as possible. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Douglas, Colorado hereby declares March as National Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month and commends the community organizations, agencies, and programs for their dedication, awareness efforts, and outstanding assistance towards improving the quality of life for Douglas County residents with developmental disabilities. Read this 28th day of March 2023 in Castle Rock, Douglas County, Colorado.
Thank you, Commissioner Teal. Any questions for Maureen or staff with regard to this item?
I have none.
I have none. I have no questions. I just, when can we pass it? When can we pass it?
Okay, and with that, let me open it up for any citizen comment. Is there any citizen comment in the room with regard to this item? Yes, please. And if you want to come up to the podium, there's a microphone right there in the middle. If you want to just state your name and where you're from.
I'm Damon, and I am one of the stars from Wellspring. I just had to get up and say I'm so proud of these stars. I and my other stars have grown so much. I've seen these wonderful adults with ID grow so much, and some of these stars are like brothers and sisters to me, and they have just taught a lot in this world. And for your parents and other staff members that are here, you've helped these stars grow so much, and I've seen how hard you work, and I've seen how hard stars that you work, and I see that in this world that we are making a difference, and that I'm so proud of you every day. And I may not say it to you, but I'm so proud of you stars every single day. I see you stride, I see you grow, and we have all grown together, and I'm so happy that they made this day for us and that they've invited us, and it has been such a blessing for Wellspring to have so many people see us for who we truly are in our hearts, and we do truly are so appreciative of you guys, of what you guys are doing for these stars, and I'm so proud that you have taken these stars underneath your wing and made a way for them.
Well, you are a star that we are very proud of as well, and we thank you for being such a leader in this community. Yes, ma'am. Hi there, welcome.
Hi.
And you can just state your name and where you're from and whatever you'd like to say. And you're doing great. We're all friends here, just talking, so.
What are you gonna do at the apartments for us?
I think she said, when are we going to do the apartments for us?
Oh, we're ready for the next project. All right.
Big question of the day.
Good question. Stay tuned. More good things to come. Is there anything else? Good job. That was great.
Hello, you guys.
Hi.
My name is Carly. I've been to Wellspring for a year, and I came here a couple months ago, and I started Wellspring, and I'm working in ceramics and bakery, and we get paid for our work. And I'm looking very forward to live in the apartment because I'll have my independence, and that's what I want. And I really appreciate you guys inviting me because it is huge for the Wellspring community because we wanted to have a home where all of the special needs kids can live and have fun and just enjoy having friendship and loving and caring and compassion in what we do in our lives. You know, it's hard to people judge me for who I am, but it's always good to people to not judge you for who you are. And I have autism, and that makes me special.
Thank you for being with us, Carly. We think you're really special
Hello.
too. Hi.
My name is also Carly, but with a C. I am happy to see you guys and Westman. I'm so glad you're here, and I want to say thank you for all your hard work on the co-op because I am in the co-op leadership team. Me and Damon, and we're happy to be here together. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Carly. Carly with a C. I'll remember that. Yes, sir.
And I promise I'll talk under 3 minutes. My name's Nathan Goodman, and I've been with Wellspring since 2015. And I've always enjoyed all the good friends and fun teachers I always get. It's really cool because every semester we get our choice of new classes, so we're always learning something new. I've learned how to paint and make ceramics, which I never thought I'd be able to do. And the physical fitness courses are always fun. And I just always enjoy being with all my friends who I also consider my family because being a military brat, I've always considered friends extended family. And thank you for letting me speak to y'all.
Thank you, Nathan.
One Brianna, is that right? Bailey.
Bailey.
I was a beanie. Close.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
My name is BB. I am Julie's daughter. So I used to go to Wellspring like a very long time, so I restored it, and I also work at the Casrock Collective, and I have such a great time. So for our current events for Sarah Willie, she is amazing teacher ever. She always here for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Bailey. Yes, sir.
Can we hold you guys until after when the photos? Maybe one more, and then Zach, I will come talk to you because I want to talk to you, sir.
Hello, everybody. I've been at Wellsprings since October of last year. As of March 15th, 2022, I founded the STARS Leadership Committee, and I'm the founder and president. I hope everyone here gets a voice and gets they'll say in the way things go at Wellspring and have it grow. 30 years later, I hope this fine establishment is still around so I could go and celebrate the 30th year anniversary.
That's wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Well, and Marcia is so kind, our head of our Douglas County Youth Initiative. Thank you for being so good about organizing what we're doing today. But I have to tell you, our Board of County Commissioners really does work for you, and we listen to a lot of citizen comment, and you all are just as important as any other citizen in this entire community. So if there's anybody else that would like to address the Board of County Commissioners, well, I will listen to each and every one of you. Is there anybody else that had a comment? Yes, sir.
My name is Garrett, and I'm from Wellspring, Colorado, and I started Wellspring in 2018, and I enjoy classes and making friendship. And I'm also a barista working at the collective every Saturday, and I really enjoy movies when I'm not working and cleaning the house and interact with my family and talking to one of my Wellspring friends, Diana Jewell.
Hey. Hi, Diana. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you for that. Yes, what is your name? Would you like to come and speak at the podium? Yep. And you can come up too if you'd like.
Okay, so I introduce myself. So my name is Rachel Quinta, and I'm from the Special Bowling team with Garrett, Diana, and Zach Dennis for my team for bowling. But my boyfriend was from the team for bowling. So I just want to support I'm from the Wellness Community Project from the Co-op for Ceramics. But I just want to say for my couple of friends and my teacher staff to help me here today, because all my special stars and teachers, because they always have me support, because Damon's one of my good best friends with me here for today, because I know Damon works at the co-op at the coffee shop collected, and I'm from the coffee shop too, because I have a friend named Julie that is Billy George's mom, and I know her before, and she's a manager for me because I'm working tomorrow because I love going here for school for West Springs. I'm really happy for this for today because I love my staff and my friends to carry on.
All right. Thank you, Bridget. Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Zach. Thanks for letting me join you guys. Well, first off, I love to thank all my staff and teachers to support me and helping me. So I'm also worked as a detective and making espresso and my other employee Reuter F. and my manager, Julie Quinta. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Zach. Yes. What's your name?
My name is Trinity. I work at cover shop at Hospital Collective with my friends at Hospital also together with my family. All day, the 1 month, the 6 days, and my dad put me the whole day for my friends. They're so powerful with my friends and my family. They were great fun. My mom, she's a gift for me. I saw mom and dad with me at work together. They're all my friends together. They're probably then give space to my work. And with Pete and me, they get to Bonnie today. And they made so amazing work at the cover shop.
Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing that with us. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie, and I just want to say to all the teachers that have been there for me to the very beginning. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for being with us. Okay, any other citizen comment? Yes, sir.
Hi. I'm Nathan Bruni. My brother Junior for family is South Spain. John, me. I have friends. I was city great with himself. Lois is what. And my friends, Miss Beth, and just Bobby, my Spain. And we have my friends, we have Josh, who was friend too. My mother Sam, Peter, my children, and so me. I love me, my heart, for yourself, but you, and Josh, you were perfect, and I don't know I like myself.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being with us. Any other citizen comment? Mayor Gray, the distinguished Mayor Gray of Castle Rock. Thank you for being with us. All right.
Thank you, Commissioners. I wanted to also point out Mary Lou Fenton. She's the one who started this organization in 2007. She brought me into the fold long before I was mayor. It's an amazing, amazing organization. She wanted this organization to run and fly on its own, and it sure is doing that. And they are making such great progress in our community. Just last week, I met a nurse at Skyridge Hospital, and she lives here in town. Her daughter's part of the Wellspring community of the Stars, and she has mentioned to our family that she would just loves Wellspring and loves the community, and she does not ever plan on leaving the community because of Wellspring and what they brought to her daughter, and had her daughter and many of these other individuals have just got such great heart and great character, and with Wellspring they have a great purpose as well. So thank you.
So Mayor Gray, thank you for that recognition, and thank you for your leadership. Mayor Gray is a prominent and significant leader in the IDD community, and we're very thankful for all he does here. Any additional citizen comment? Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hi, my name is Emmy. Do you like anything talking about my world? And for the last year, I was anything in the world to my other friends, happy each others. He said to work, people safe, and anything is this year. All of my friends are there, and it was years ago. And my friends, and we were happy with each other. So my friend Carly and Brianna, she was there for my makeup class. Miss Sarah, and I was happy each other. And my mom, she was home, and my mom's watching the dogs and happy people.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, with that, I'm going to close citizen comment unless we have anyone online. Troy, do we have anyone online?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Okay, and with that, I'll bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or a motion.
So we have a lot of stars here in the room, and we also have a lot of others who support the stars. And so while I'd like to honor all the stars, I also want to recognize the others who support the stars, their teachers that they talked about, and the others who provide love and guidance to them. So thank you all for being here, and you know who I'm talking about.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Seal?
You bet. The thing that I'm struck by today is, when we talk about disabilities in our society, it is usually a conversation marked by inability, an inhibited life, a life constraint. And I look out today and I hear from all the stars today, and I don't see lives constrained. I don't see lives inhibited. I see spirits unleashed. And, it makes me proud to live here, that we have such a great community within the county, within my home of Castle Rock. So, Chair, if it pleases the board, I do have a motion to approve a resolution declaring March 2023 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month.
Second.
So we have a first and second on the floor. Is there any further discussion? So I have a couple of comments. This is my 5th year as a county commissioner, and I've been really pleased and honored to work with so many in the room. I see a lot of my friends and colleagues, really tremendous leaders in this community. I've been on the board of Developmental Pathways for 5 years now. Really wonderful organization. And I will tell you, I often hear about awareness and making sure that people that have developmental disabilities have parity and equality with citizens that don't have developmental disabilities. And one thing I've learned is that you don't just have parity with people that don't have developmental disabilities. In a lot of ways, you're far superior. The people in this room that have IDD are truly some of my favorite people. What I heard today were comments around happiness, friendship, helping one another. In a lot of ways, it might be us that has the developmental disability. You all have been teaching us a lot for a long time, and I think our entire society could have learned a lot from how you conduct yourselves. I am so proud to be on your team with you, and I'm so thankful for the comments that you shared today. So let's give yourselves a round of applause for all your comments. I also wanted to add, I heard a lot about pride, and I'm really proud of this Board of County Commissioners. All three of us made the decision to move forward this last year and support the IDD community with our wonderful partners. So I'm really thankful for my colleagues and the way in which they have delivered those good things for this community. So with that, let me ask, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that carries 3-0. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wendy Holmes is in the room somewhere. Are we to take a photo at this point? Do I see Wendy? And we'll do
Commissioner,
that
I think
after.
we'll do it after the next
Okay.
item.
Sounds good. Well, speaking of good things, we will move on to item 3B, which is a memorandum of understanding and associated documents to convey the former La Quinta Hotel to the Wellspring community. And again, we have Maureen Waller presenting for staff.
Again, Maureen Waller for staff, and it seems hard to top the last agenda item, but we will give it a go with this one. Back in October of last year, the county used, as everyone knows, the $6.4 million from the American Rescue Plan Act funds to purchase the former La Quinta Hotel in Castle Rock. And we are here today to transfer ownership of this facility to Wellspring Housing. That is a new nonprofit that will own and operate the facility in partnership with the Douglas County Housing Partnership. This facility is now being called the Unity on Park. The Unity will have 42 units, 22 one-bedroom units and 20 studios, and the community will be a mix of residents with and without IDD. Wellspring is working with the Housing Partnership and private donors to secure additional funding for the renovation of the old La Quinta. And overall financing is projected to allow for a partial repayment of up to $3.4 million that the county will invest in other projects, including another exciting housing opportunity for individuals with IDD. If you saw on your way in, Tall Tales Ranch has a table set up outside the hearing room with information about their exciting housing opportunity. We're thrilled, beyond happy, to be a part of these projects, supporting our local nonprofits as we work together to build a community for all Douglas County residents. We're fortunate to have many of the individuals who help make this project come together, and also so many who will continue to be involved on an ongoing basis, and maybe even some future residents with us here today. So we are here today to ask the board to approve this memorandum of understanding and the associated documents to convey the former La Quinta, now the Unity on Park, to Wellspring.
Keep your fingers crossed. Okay.
I don't know if we want to hear from Wellspring or anyone else, or...
Absolutely. Let me just ask first, are there any questions for staff? Any county commissioner questions?
I have none.
No questions.
Okay, and none for me either. And if we do have guests from our partner organizations, we would invite you at this time to join us at the podium. Welcome.
I'm Nicole DeVries. I'm the Executive Director at Wellspring Community. Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Layden, Commissioner Teal, and county staff. Today is not just about a building. What you guys have done by purchasing the building and gifting it to Wellspring Housing is about reclaiming hope. And just like most of us, so many adults with IDD grow up and think, someday I want to move out of my home. I don't want to live with my parents anymore, and they watch their friends, they watch their siblings move out and gain a level of independence that for them can sometimes seem out of reach. But by this gift that you're giving us, you have put that gift back into reach for them. They now have the hopes of moving out and living independently. Their dreams now include Pinterest boards with furniture and paint colors and even shower curtains. Yeah, of what they want their future apartments to look like. And you have not just restored hope for our participants and those adults with IDD, you've restored hope for families. They, in a lot of ways, have struggled their whole lives wondering what's going to happen. Will my child ever live independently? And by pushing forward this initiative, you are giving them hope that not just Wellspring, but so many other organizations and within the county, and the county itself is saying this is important, and for that is huge, so thank you. But one thing that I have seen happen over this last year is, like Commissioner Lane, you spoke to the awareness piece. Our community is being transformed because of this. Our community is now seeing that adults with IDD are not people to be served, they are people to be lived with and to be among the rest of us. And I can only imagine what the impact of this decision is going to be 15, 20, 30 years from now, when the county of Douglas County is a community that truly embraces and lives with people with IDD. So I cannot thank you enough, and on behalf of our stars and our families and our staff, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nicole, thank you so much to you and your staff for your tremendous leadership. It's a great partnership today. Any questions for staff or anyone else from our partner communities? And anyone else, Maureen, that would want to address on the application? Okay, so with that, let me open it up for any citizen comment. Is there any citizen comment with regard to this item? Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Damon again, and I just want to say I never thought that anyone like me could ever move out, because being part of the LGBTQ community, I always thought that I would never be able to move out, because I always saw my siblings, I always saw extended family, they were able to move out, they were able to move out and live the life they wanted to live, and I never thought that I would be able to do that in my life, because being told always by people in my schools, you say there isn't going to be a place for him, there isn't going to be a way for him to learn the world, there isn't going to be a way for him to live, he's not going to be able to make enough money. And then once I heard about the apartments, I knew, I'm like, this is something that is going to be really good for me and a huge opportunity, because I never thought that I would be able to really be independent, to really be able to understand that life. And being more a person that they my family, we didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, and just knowing that I'm going to have a family to take care of me long term, and that they're always going to be family, and that Wellspring is always going to be a family that no matter what happens, that they're Nicole and Peter. I look at Nicole as my mom, as my second mom, and I look at Peter as my uncle, and I look at John as also my uncle. And at first I thought that they were just friends, but now I've come closer to them, and they become more extended family, and they feel like they're there for me, and when I need to cry or just need to get out something to talk about, they're there to listen. And I'm so proud that we are able to have the apartments and show the world that we may have IDD, but the world has wronged us so much and said we're not capable, we're not understanding. But knowing that we're going to have that step to show the world that we are here for a purpose, God put us on this earth for a purpose, and that we're here to serve means everything.
Thank you, Jamie. We couldn't agree more, Damon. We're very proud of you. Any additional citizen comment? Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Taryn, and I came from California. I did be going to Wellspring community for 6 years ago, and when we found out about the Wellspring community, my mom did for me the program, and I do have sisters, and I do have I do have sister, brother-in-law, and I do have two. I do have one niece and two nephews, and because I've been here because I went to Dorothy Boswell School, and my mom did told me that they did teach me very well because Guy was in independent living skill, and they teach me about cooking, laundry, and dishes, and I did learn a lot, and I did do problem solving class, and we did eat the sushi. It is so good, and I did do like we did do disability independence, and we did do life skill. And thank you.
Thank you.
Next year, I'll be living in an apartment by myself. And I'm excited because I'll be able to be independent, but my parents are, Peter talked to my mom and she broke down because she didn't know who would take care of me after they passed away. So it's gonna be hard on me because I just love my parents so much, but it's gonna be hard for me to live up here, and being away from my parents is gonna be weird and hard for me. So I would like all the support that I can get to help me. Actually, Carly, my staff member, she's helping me with independent living class and learning everything that goes with being independent and doing that home, and just everything is gonna be so much fun next year when we have our apartment. And I want to say hi to Abby. I've been here before, and hi, Laura.
Well, I must be Abby.
And I've been here for a year. I've been to Wellspring for a year, and I have really great staff that help me when I'm down or sad. And if something bad happens at the apartment, we have to like do something, or we have to do evacuate or lockdown or something. We need like officers there because we need to be safe. That's one other thing that
You can talk to that guy right behind you.
I just want to congratulate the officers for doing their work in their community and what they do for a living. I love you guys so much and make my life amazing. Thank you.
So you brought us some cookies that were very good last year, and we remember those. Thank you.
Those were really good cookies. And you know what? I lost my dad not that long ago, and I'm with you, and I understand. That's a tough situation to lose parents. So.
I appreciate you, and I didn't know what I would do without you. My parents were dying, I didn't know how I would be able to live.
Okay. You'll be okay.
Thanks. I love you.
You too.
Any other citizen comment? Yes.
So it's me again, Carly, and I'm here to tell everybody that I could be with the apartments officially because I am in one of the routine skills in Tibet, and it helps me a lot to be independent from my mother, who's also part of West Spring. She's a co-op manager who helps us, and I've been so grateful for my mom and the officers doing the job, and thank you for Damon and his family to build a promise. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other citizen comment? All right, and with that, I'm going to close citizen comment unless we have anyone online. Troy?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Okay, and with that, I'll close citizen comment and bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or a motion.
I have a motion. Somebody said they wanted us to hurry up and do this, so. I have a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding and associated documents to convey the former La Quinta Hotel to Wellspring Community.
Well, I'll try to keep it brief then and just say, Nicole, I told you. I told you. And I do second the motion.
So we have a first and second on the floor. Any further discussion? You know, I have such a vivid memory of Nicole and Peter Barber presenting this vision of what today might look like. And he handed us 3 keys, actual physical keys, to cast this idea of what it would look like for members of the IDD community to have a place that they could call home. So thank you to Wellspring and Peter and Nicole for your vision. We're really, really appreciative of that. Any further discussion? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that carries 3-0. Congratulations. Now it's photo time. Okay, so if you all will join us down front here, Miss Wendy Holmes will get us in place.
Let's take some pictures.
Okay.
Come up. So some folks that guys come down right here. We have another rows. Right? Looks good. Okay. Good guys. Good. Keep on making rows. Hi. Yeah, come up here. And we have some people up above. Let's go up. Let's go up and down. Does that sound good? I'm going to actually go up the stairs. Okay. Up the stairs.
Okay.
Come on up. Line it up, Rick.
You can be the honorary chair.
Good, good. Anybody up here? Oh, that's good. I like that. All right, kind of get together, guys. Squeeze together. You guys are doing great. A little bit more. Squeeze together. Good.
You'll be here tomorrow? Yeah, Allison, you have Allison tomorrow?
Everybody tight, tight. Oh, yeah, that's
Come on, my love.
good job, everybody.
Yes.
That's
Vic, you
great.
can get right in front.
You're doing well. You're doing well.
You're tall. You stay right back here with me. Stay right up. Easy. I'll keep a hold of it.
Long time no see. I just saw you on the Zoom last night. White guy.
Allison.
A lot of people here that I saw on the call.
I'm like a man. Way too tall. Go there. Just like stand like.
Everybody in that wants to be in.
Where are we all looking? Everybody look at Pete. Pete has no hair.
That's right, Drellen.
Everybody look at Pete. Say cheese. Pete, you're moving.
Looking true.
In the yellow.
Yeah, David. Good job. Margaret with Allison. Yeah, that's so nice.
You and me and you. Woohoo! We will work together. Come on.
All right, Vic. Let's go. Okay, let's follow Peter.
You go, Joellen. You're good. You go ahead.
Okay, you got it, Vic?
Dollars.
I'm right here, Vic. I'm right here. Is it over now?
Well, as people are slowly exiting, we had a really great opportunity to celebrate the IDD community. We are going to try to convene here in a moment or so. If we could take our seats. Yeah.
I didn't.
I was glad I wasn't you at that
I'm
point.
going to have to go back and listen very closely and perhaps contact somebody.
I bet if you contact Nicole,
Nicole.
do you need her number?
Do you have it?
Yes.
Because that was a little hard.
Okay, so we'll reconvene our meeting here. So we'll move on to item 3C, which is a resolution proclaiming April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. And we have Ruby Richards, Administrator, Child Welfare, presenting for us. Hi, Ruby.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you. That is a tough act to follow. But equally important, I think, is the prevention of child abuse. And across the country, April is recognized as Child Abuse Prevention Month. So I wanted to read the resolution proclaiming such in Douglas County, if I may.
Please.
Thank you. So the Board of County Commissioners of Colorado, of Douglas County, Colorado, resolution proclaiming April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Whereas all Douglas County children deserve to grow up in a safe and nurturing environment free of abuse and neglect. Whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community. In finding solutions requires input and action from everyone in our community. And whereas Douglas County Human Services received 4,879 reports of child abuse and neglect to our hotline in 2022. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among human services, schools, mental health agencies, nonprofit and faith-based organizations, law enforcement agencies, healthcare providers, and the business community, along with parents and grandparents. And whereas families and the public can report suspicions of child abuse and neglect by calling 303-663-6270 or 1-844-Colorado-4KIDS, 264-5437. And whereas child abuse and neglect often occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations without family or community resources and not knowing how to cope. And whereas child abuse and neglect can be reduced by making sure each family has the support and knowledge they need to raise their children in a healthy and loving environment. Whereas everyone in the community should become aware of child abuse prevention and consider helping parents so that they may raise their children in a safe and nurturing environment. Be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Douglas, Colorado, hereby proclaim the month of April 2023 to be Child Abuse Prevention Month in Douglas County, and urge all citizens to work together to address and significantly reduce child abuse and neglect now and in the future. Passed and adopted this 28th day of March 2023 in Castle Rock, Douglas County, Colorado.
Ruby, thank you so much for that. Any questions for Ruby?
Ruby, I don't have any questions. I just want to say, you hear me say this every year at this time, that you and your staff provide such an important but really difficult job in our community. So thank you for everything that you do, and share my thanks on behalf of the community for what you do to keep kids safe. Let me just add that having served as the coroner, I can see and have seen what happens when your department either isn't notified or isn't able to get in time. And it is horrific. So I really do understand what you do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Thomas, and thank you for your service as our county's coroner. Commissioner Teal did have to testify before the legislature on a critical bill. Many may not be aware, but we do try to monitor over 600 bills through our legislative lobbyists. But on that note, commissioners were in Washington, D.C. last week advocating with our U.S. senators and congressmen about the issue of human trafficking. Last year, the House passed Bill 1300, which allows counties to regulate massage parlors and locations where human trafficking occurs, particularly for youth that don't speak the language, don't know they're being trafficked, and then just get shuffled around from place to place. So I think this is an appropriate time to adopt this proclamation today, and I certainly appreciate your comments, Ruby.
Thank you.
With that, let me open it up for any citizen comment. Is there any citizen comment in the room or online with regard to this item?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Thank you, Troy. And with that, I'll close citizen comment and bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or a motion.
I have a motion to approve a resolution proclaiming April as Child Abuse Prevention Month.
And I will second that motion in George's absence. So we have a first and second on the floor. Is there any further discussion?
I have none.
And I have none either. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that passes 2-0, and I guess we'll take the abstention from George as an excused absence. So that does pass. Thank you very much. With that, we'll move on to the next item on our agenda, and I'm really excited to see some esteemed individuals, the pillars of our community in the back. This is item 3D, the Douglas County Community Foundation recommendations for 2022 Philip S. Miller Grant Funds. Kim Smith, Community Resource Program Coordinator, presenting for staff. Hi, Kim.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Kim Smith representing Community Services staff. The request before you today is to approve the distribution of 2022 Philip S. Miller grant funding as recommended by Douglas County Community Foundation in the amount of $34,500 to organizations serving older adults. The board directed staff to develop a memorandum of understanding, or MOU, to transfer administration of the Philip S. Miller grant from Douglas County to DCCF. The MOU was approved by the board at the August 23, 2022 business meeting. The board approved a subgrantee agreement awarding $100,000 to DCCF to promote Douglas County Gives Day at the October 11, 2022 business meeting. After the promotion of DC Gives, a balance of $34,500 remained and has been reallocated by the Board of County Commissioners to support organizations serving older adults. DCCF is recommending that the remaining $34,500 be awarded as outlined in this table. Staff recommends approval of the distribution of $34,500 in 2022 PSM grant funding as recommended by DCCF to organizations serving older adults as it complies with county approval standards and policies. This concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. We also have Mike Wade, the Executive Director of DCCF, here with us, as well as a few board members.
Quite a few board members. So do we have any questions for Kim?
I don't have any questions. Kim, thank you for your work on this project.
Okay, I don't either. And with that, we'll ask Mr. Mike Wade. Hi, Mike.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be in front of you guys again to talk about Douglas County Community Foundation, the things we do to help make Douglas County a great place. As you guys are aware, and I'll just kind of do a quick synopsis, DCCF as a 501c3 serves the citizens of Douglas County and the nonprofit community in Douglas County in 4 primary ways. 1, we raise funds and manage philanthropic donations from private funds and individuals and corporations to support the nonprofit community here in Douglas County, which is currently a little over 320 nonprofits, one of the highest concentrations of nonprofit organizations in the nation. We also provide non-monetary guidance and advisory services to our nonprofit partners here in Douglas County to help them thrive. We also provide and maintain a community emergency relief fund that can be utilized in the event, knock on wood, of a community impacted emergency. And the 4th item is that we manage Colorado Gives Day, that portion of it for Douglas County. So we call it DC Gives, that's the portion of Douglas County Gives, of Colorado Gives Day that we manage. Now last year, as you guys are aware, we were the benefactor of your generosity with a $100,000 grant for the promotion of Douglas County Gives Day to the citizens here in Douglas County. It's really exciting that with that grant that you guys gave us, we were able to help our member organizations raise approximately $1.3 million. But what I find is even a bigger success is that the raw number of donations made during that day to nonprofits increased 21% over the year before. That means more people are aware of the importance of giving locally, giving where they live, and supporting the nonprofit community. Now, speaking of that, the committee involved, our board and staff, we were all able to partner with media organizations throughout the county for this promotion. We were able to get all of our wishes fulfilled in terms of promotion and advertising and marketing of the day for about 65 cents on the dollar. Really good partnerships. We were able to really negotiate some great deals. We were able to get $100,000 worth of promotion for $65,000 approximately, which left us with the balance that we're here today. So after working with staff, our recommendation is to follow the desires of the Board of County Commissioners and have that remaining balance in total provided to the organizations providing senior services here in Douglas County. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. I am joined by a good majority of our Board of Directors. We have 25 individuals here in Douglas County on our board supporting the efforts of DCCF and our nonprofit community.
Well, Mike, thank you for that, and thank you for your remarkable leadership. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, again, the pillars of our community, the Board of Directors for the Community Foundation, James Holmes, Senator Tom Weens, Sheriff Weekly, Will Mace, Mayor Gray, Justin Ensign, Sam Tenney, Marco Fields, Terry Wiebold, and Jim Huffman. I know there are several other board members that might not have been able to be with us today, but your leadership in this community is deeply impactful and truly meaningful to the county, so thank you for being here with us. Let me just ask, are there any questions for any member of the Community Foundation or staff at this time? Commissioner Thomas? Any other questions? Okay, and I don't have any other questions either. With that, I will open it up for citizen comment. Is there any citizen comment with regard to this item?
Commissioner, I have no online comment.
Troy, thank you for that. And I will close citizen comment with that and bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or emotion.
I'll just make a comment that I'm really pleased to see this money coming back to the seniors in our community. This board really sees the needs and that need to be addressed for our older community population. In fact, we're having a town hall tonight about the needs of our older Americans in our community, so thank you.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Thomas. And our town halls, I think this is our 68th live town hall, maybe beyond that, but everybody's welcome to attend either in person or online right here in our hearing room. So with that, I will, did you make a motion? Did I hear a motion from you, Commissioner
Not yet,
Thomas?
I didn't know if you had any comments.
I don't.
I have a motion to approve the Douglas County Community Foundation recommendations for the 2022 Philip S. Miller Grant Funds.
And I'll second that. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that passes 2-0. So with that, what we'd like to do is go ahead and announce the recipients of these checks. And as we do that, if you want to come up, we'll give you your check, a round of applause. And then following that, I think we're going to do a photo with everybody in the Community Foundation. So Commissioner Thomas, I think you have your checks.
Come on up, board.
I have one check for Douglas for the Highlands Ranch Community Network.
Come on, guys, pretend you like each other.
Glad there's two of you since we've got the big check here, right?
That's right.
Just get my name And I have the big check for you guys to hold for the photo op as well. Absolutely. Thank you. I guess.
And here's your check.
Thank you, and here's your check, your big check.
Aging Resources.
And last but not least, I have the Parker Senior Center.
Hand you the big one.
And let's go down that way.
Okay.
Let me go this way. Yeah, and I'm going to ask the gentleman to come to center here.
Yes.
Behind everyone here. Mayor? Senator?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Wherever Wendy tells, that's what.
Just back here so we can get the.
And y'all can come, yeah, y'all can come over, so all the way to here or farther.
Okay, on this side.
Okay, all right.
Full balance.
I'm
Right
here.
here.
All right. Yeah.
Big smile.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Congratulations. Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks, guys. I know. That's me. If you don't mind, hi, Jared.
Thank you for covering for me on Airport Authority. I appreciate that.
His own personal food section.
Does it really?
I'm gonna petition the.
Brief us very quickly. Okay. That'll probably just lose it.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
No, I gotta get out.
All right. Take care.
Okay, so many good things happening today. We're going to move on to our item E in our regular agenda, which is an ordinance establishing business licensure requirements to regulate massage facilities and to regulate and prohibit unlawful activities for the sole purpose of deterring illicit massage business and prevent human trafficking within the unincorporated portions of Douglas County. Dan Avery, Special Projects Manager, presenting for staff. Hi, Dan.
Thank you, Commissioners. As you've noted, the Board of County Commissioners proposes adoption of a local massage business licensure process. This enabling ordinance is presented for introduction, first reading, and consideration by the Board. If approved, the ordinance will proceed to second reading on April 11th, 2023 at 2:30 at a public hearing. Separately, as a consent agenda item, the Board approved a companion procedural resolution to this ordinance. As you noted, House Bill 1300 was signed into law this past summer and became effective. The bill empowers counties to adopt a local resolution or ordinance to establish business licensure requirements to regulate massage facilities. A similar licensure program in Aurora has generally been considered an effective deterrent to illicit massage in that community. The ordinance establishes board authority to act as the licensing body. Definitions and exemptions, application and operational requirements, prohibited acts, and enforcement provisions. The framework and requirements established in this ordinance are consistent with and do not exceed the authority granted the county under statute. Statute carves out a number of business types that are exempt from these licensing requirements, generally because they are subject to other state licensing or oversight. The application requirements are generally described here and include modest fees, background check requirements for owners, and procedures for approval of new licenses at hearings and administrative renewals. Notably, existing massage businesses will be licensed administratively if no issues are identified through the initial background check process. Consistent with statute, the ordinance describes required acts of a licensee. as well as prohibited acts that are largely related to sexual misconduct. Suspected violations are investigated via inspections when warranted and can result in fines, penalties, suspension, and license revocation. Today's consideration of this ordinance is the first and most substantive step in the ordinance adoption process. Subsequent procedural steps required by statute include publication of the ordinance, ratification on April 11th at 2:30, and final publication thereafter and implementation on the effective date. This concludes my presentation.
Dan, thank you very much for that presentation. Any questions for staff?
I do, Dan. So when I read through this, I didn't see some specific information I was looking for, like renewals every 2 years, but I think I heard you say that there is another document that goes with this that has those things outlined in it. Is that correct?
Correct. The 2-year period that you mentioned is in that accompanying resolution.
And did we already approve that?
That was on the consent agenda, and it is approved.
Okay, thank you for that.
Well, our exceptional staff prevails once again. You're always several steps ahead of us. And, you know, I just go to, again, my comments earlier about our trip to D.C. and sharing information about the human trafficking bill with our delegation from Colorado. And Dan, you've done a phenomenal job on so many of our projects, but particularly this one related to massage parlors. Very thankful that the state has given counties the opportunity to regulate sites of potential human trafficking. But as I stated earlier, and you've heard me say many times, there are more human trafficking sites in the Denver metro area than there are Starbucks. So for us as a county to be proactive, this is the beginning of the conversation and hopefully just one small step toward really taking this on in a very aggressive manner throughout our community. And I know the Sheriff's Office and the DA's office are active participants with us, and we're very grateful to them as well for their work. I don't have any additional questions. Let me go ahead and open it up for any citizen comment. Is there any citizen comment either in person or online with regard to this item?
Commissioner, I have no online comment.
Okay, thank you, Troy. And with that, I will close citizen comment and bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or a motion.
I'll just make one additional comment that we know that there are a lot of legitimate business owners in this arena doing work. And so when we crafted this resolution, we did the best we could. For example, the renewal is every 2 years, not every year, so that we are not imposing significantly on those legitimate business owners that are just trying to provide a business and provide jobs in this community. But we were focused on finding those bad actors to keep the rest of our community safe. So with that, I do have a motion to approve an ordinance establishing business licensure requirements to regulate massage facilities and to regulate and prohibit unlawful activities for the sole purpose of deterring illicit massage business and preventing human trafficking within the unincorporated portions of Douglas County.
Second, is there any further discussion?
I have none.
You know, I will just applaud you, Commissioner Thomas. You were very effective in D.C. Your background as a major in the State Patrol, I think, lended itself well to our discussion around how specifically we can get background checks both from the CBI and the FBI. Right now, our challenge is getting the FBI to participate in those background checks, and we'll need some additional help to get that accomplished. But again, this is a good first step. Any further discussion?
I have none.
Seeing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that passes 2-0. Thanks again, Dan. So with that, we'll move on to our final item in our regular agenda, which is the Reuter Hess Reservoir Recreation Intergovernmental Agreement, and we have Amy Knopp, Reuter Hess Reservoir Manager, presenting for staff. Hi, Amy. It's just been a parade of good things today, right?
It really has, and it's a cool day to be presenting, following up all of these giants, so thank you. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to speak today. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I am Amy Knopp, representing the Department of Community Development. We are here to discuss the Reuter Hess Reservoir Recreation Intergovernmental Agreement. From the early 1990s through 2012, the visioning for and construction of the Reuter Hess Reservoir occurred. In 2015, partner entities formed the Reuter Hess Recreation Authority and began planning for recreation at the reservoir. In 2016, public input drove the creation of the Recreation Master Plan, and in 2017, public access began with limited paddle days and guided hikes. By 2020, the 132-step incline challenge with the Rosie Reuter Trail Loop opened. And by 2022, a total of 6.5 miles of soft surface trails were completed. Also in that year, the partners asked Douglas County to manage recreation at the reservoir. County staff collaborated with the partners to create the operating structure and develop the IGA we're discussing today. This IGA unifies the partners around the common goals of expanding access to recreation at the reservoir while not harming the water quality. This IGA is possible because of the dedication and hard work of our partners. They are Parker Water and Sanitation, the property owner, the City of Castle Pines, the Town of Castle Rock, Douglas County, the City of Lone Tree, and the Town of Parker. These are the same partners that created the original IGA, the Master Plan, and the Reuter Hess Recreation Authority. Moving forward, they will remain active participants in this IGA, future master planning, and the new Recreation Advisory Board. Over the last 15 months, the partners worked together to develop an IGA that creates a governance structure with financial and planning checks and balances. The partners agreed to ongoing financial support for recreation management. Each year, in accordance with their budget process, they plan to contribute money for the operation, maintenance, and programming of recreation. Combining partner contributions into one budget makes sense, and it maxes our potential. The reservoir is a drinking water storage facility that is owned and operated by Parker Water and Sanitation. Protecting the water quality is critical. This IGA expands the types of allowed water-based recreation at the reservoir. It also increases the amount of recreational opportunities. The paradigm shift of this IGA is the restructuring of the Reuter Hess Recreation Authority into an advisory board and naming Douglas County as the managing jurisdiction of recreation. In the past, the Recreation Authority managed the master planning process, capital improvements, contracts, budgeting, and recreation. Moving forward, the advisory board will make recommendations to the Douglas County Board of County Commissioners about Recreation Master Plan and the budget. Douglas County, as the managing jurisdiction, will manage recreation, execute the master plan, manage the budget in accordance with county procedures, and conduct administrative functions. Reuter Hess Reservoir will join the Division of Parks, Trails, and Building Grounds, which is part of the Department of Community Development. The partners have been and will continue to fund recreation. The annual funding supports daily operation and management functions. Parker Water and Sanitation statutorily cannot contribute their tax dollars to recreation. Douglas County is going to contribute $250,000 per year. Our partners combined will contribute $620,000 for a total budget of $870,000. No general fund dollars will be used. In addition to this annual funding, the Recreation Authority will transfer about $2 million recreation fund to the county. These funds will support major maintenance and capital improvement projects identified in the master plan. Finally, the county will receive fixed assets that are valued at approximately $2.25 million. Future capital improvements around recreation could require additional financial support from our partners. Parker Water and Sanitation is the landowner. They own the dam, the land, and the water for storing drinking water. This IGA establishes procedures for protecting the water quality while providing compatible water-based recreation. This summer, the county is increasing access to paddleboarding, canoeing, kayaking to 4 days per week. In the coming years, the county and its partners look forward to providing even more access. The fishery is an important tool for managing water quality. A secondary benefit is recreational fishing. Once the county receives authorization from Parker Water and Sanitation, fishing will be offered. A recreation master plan is a thorough study of the current conditions, the services, opportunities, facilities, and resources. It recommends future expansion of services and opportunities, capital improvement projects, estimated construction costs, and maintenance strategies to move forward. Once the current master plan is updated, capital improvements can be planned and budgeted. Staff is critical to offering recreation access and to protect the resources. After executing this IGA, we will hire the necessary staff to deliver recreation and maintenance functions at the reservoir. As mentioned before, staff will be funded through partner contributions. In closing, this IGA secures ongoing partner funding, expands recreation access, creates the Recreation Advisory Board, and names Douglas County as the managing jurisdiction of recreation. Staff is available to answer any questions at this time.
Amy, thank you for that wonderful presentation. Any questions for staff?
I have none, thank you.
And I have none either. Just a comment or two. This is so exciting, and I think I often say, it's my cliche, people are probably tired of hearing it, that we don't wait to do great in Douglas County. And, there's certainly such a wide public appetite for increased recreation at Reuter Hess. I remember being part of the board, the Planning Commission board, that was advancing the opportunity for more recreation here. And I think we're overdue to see this accelerate. And so we are very thankful for your leadership and Steve's and all of the staff that have worked so hard to move this along. I know our citizens will greatly appreciate it. With that, let me open this item up for any citizen comment. Is there any citizen comment either in person or Mayor Gray? Wow, twice in one day. We're so honored.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioner and staff. I just know that when I'm speaking in favor of the IGA and also speaking for the town of Castle Rock, we're excited about it. And I think our citizens are excited about expanded use of this facility. And thanks for considering the IGA. Thank you.
Great. We need to grab some coffees and go out and paddleboard. Thank you, Mayor Gray, for those comments. Any additional citizen comment? Yes, sir.
Hey, County Commissioners, my name is Austin Good. I'm the Assistant City Manager with the City of Lone Tree, and I'm also our representative on the current Recreation Authority Board, and we're just really excited to see this finally come to fruition. I think, Commissioner Layden, you're correct. We're feeling like we're really excited to just get this open up to the public, and we have folks chomping at the bit to get out there, and really appreciate Douglas County's leadership, really appreciate your staff and ushering us through. 6-member IGAs are not easy to get through, and so it's been a lot of work, and we're really excited to see what happens.
Austin, thank you so much for being here and for your leadership in Lone Tree. Lone Tree is known for its great partnerships in a lot of different areas, so we thank you for that. Any additional citizen comment? Troy, do we have any comment online?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Okay, and with that, I will close citizen comment and bring it back to the board for any further discussion and or a motion.
I have a motion to approve the Reuter Hess Reservoir Recreation Intergovernmental Agreement.
And I'll second that motion. We have a first and second. Is there any further discussion?
I have none.
I have none either. Seeing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that passes 2-0. Congratulations. Great. And so with that, we will move on to item 4, which is citizen comment organization comments. At this time, you are welcome to comment about any topic other than what was scheduled for today's regular agenda. You will be prompted to comment on those items at the appropriate time. This is an opportunity to share your thoughts and ideas with us, your Board of County Commissioners. If you would, just state your name and where you reside prior to making comments. You will have up to 3 minutes for your comments. And then commissioner comments, if any, will follow all citizen comment. Do we have any citizen comment? Yes, ma'am. If you want to just state your name and where you're from.
Sure. My name is Cynthia Dalton. I live at 9660 Kings Mill Lane, Lone Tree. I did not get a chance to listen to this morning's civility meeting, but I'm here today to question the need for these meetings. In my mind, it's a waste of precious time and resources. Didn't you know the civility pledge is redundant with the current policies of the Commissioner's Code of Conduct as listed in Section 2.3, which is online and available to anybody? It states that the Board of County Commissioners commits itself to ethical, businesslike, and lawful conduct. Commissioners shall conduct themselves in a manner that is professional, respectful, courteous, and civil toward one another. Commissioners have to ensure that the public can continue to have full confidence in the integrity of local government. As such, I want our commissioners engaged in furthering the business of the people. I would like you to stop the kindergarten antics, and I believe that this whole thing is an embarrassment. In the words of Matthew, do unto others as you would want them to do to you. Meanwhile, at the March 14th business meeting, Abe called Laura a jerk in public. Who was the uncivil person? And George sat stone-faced when asked if Laura was responsible for the slanderous Laura postcards. In his silence, one can only assume that the Teals are guilty. I was stunned to actually receive another slanderous postcard this weekend. And Abe, why are you not speaking against these defamatory postcards? And who is paying? I cannot imagine the misery index of having to work in this hostile environment. As a voter and taxpayer, I ask that civility meetings be replaced by meetings furthering the people of our county. Team complaints be resolved by a mediator. You are making Douglas County a regular laughingstock. Citizens are losing confidence in your ability to lead, and these postcards must stop. Abe and George need to pick up Laura's legal fees of $22,000 plus for unjustified complaints, and out of respect for the more than 125,000 voters that re-elected Laura, reinstate her previous chair and committee positions. She is the most competent of you all. And the last words I have to say today is to do nothing out of selfish ambition and vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself. And that's from Philippians 2:3. Thank you.
Further citizen comment? Any other citizen comment in the room? Okay, Troy, do we have any citizen comment online?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Okay, and with that, I will close citizen comment and bring it back to the board for any commissioner comments.
I'll just set the record straight that my legal bills are not $22,000. All of the invoices have been submitted to the county manager, but they are not $22,000, just to clear the record. Thank you.
Well, and I will add that no doubt the desire of those we represent, and it's nearly 400,000 is that we focus on the good work of the county. I'm convinced that the average citizen in our community is not concerned about who's right and who's wrong. They just want to see us do our jobs. Having a weekly discussion where the Board of County Commissioners can have a posted meeting to engage in professional conduct and talk about how we can advance our important goals together is critically important, and I intend to continue those as we focus on that as our future. We're now joined by Commissioner Teal. Commissioner, thank you for testifying at the legislature. I trust that it went well.
It went well. I got to once again have an opportunity to speak, although via Zoom, to one of our past colleagues, the former commissioner, the current Senator Pelton. He did not send his best, but he was busy.
Well, thank you for that, Commissioner Teal. And we're just doing commissioner comments before we wrap up. As a man of faith, I really do appreciate the verse from Philippians. And I couldn't sit through a 3 to 4 hour meeting, or at least several hour meeting, where we saw so many good things happen. And then think that somehow this board is not doing good things. I can't think of anything more focused on personal ambition and vain conceit than to make a comment about personal issues after so many good things were accomplished today. That is going to continue to be my focus, is serving people in the IDD community, people that are victims of human trafficking, transportation, air, water, the important things that our citizens truly care about. I will not be texting or calling citizens to come and testify on my behalf to promote myself. Again, I'm going to be focusing on the good work of this community. Any further commissioner comment?
Well, obvious apologies again for my absence. It was important to represent the position of the board, but perhaps more important, the Colorado Water Congress on setting committee today. I too, for the portions of the meeting that I was here, there's a lot of good work being done here in the county. I think the focus on the work is what's important for me, and I think of the work of this board and the effect it has on the individuals whom we heard from earlier today, and it is that work that I am proud of. Other work that this board does, sometimes it is work that must be done, sometimes it's hard work, sometimes it is easy work. And then, of course, there's always the activities that do come our way. But I would always ask us, let us focus on the work. Let us focus on the work of the people. The people placed us here, the people pay us in real money. Let us focus on that.
Thank you, Commissioner Teal. And with that, our next business meeting will be held on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. We do have, let me make sure that we don't have any other business before us today.
No other business. And,
okay.
Happy to answer any questions on the county manager's report. I did want to just take a brief moment. As the board knows, last Thursday, Dana Evans passed. Dana had retired about 8 weeks ago, so we got to say goodbye to her. I'm not sure at this time if there's any ceremonies, so I just want to publicly state how much, for 20 years, Dana, as our mail carrier, was here, rain or snow, bad back and all. She worked 2 jobs. She has, I think of her crazy hats and her love for the Seattle Seahawks. And when we wished her farewell 8 weeks ago, she was looking forward to doing a little bit more. And, sometimes people live a quiet life, but I want to publicly say that Dana won't be forgotten, and we thank her for her service.
Doug, thank you so much for those comments. Any additional commissioner comments on that?
I do have a question for Mr. Pratt. So when I had read the resolution that we approved on the regular agenda, and during the meeting I commented that there weren't the details in it. And he said that we had approved that on the consent agenda. So I went back to the consent agenda, and I see that item L says that there is an attached Exhibit A that would list that information, but I don't have an item A here. So do we just need to put it on the record that it should have been attached, or did I miss something so that this is appropriate?
I will have to check with Dan Avery of staff on his item there to double check what happened with Exhibit A. My guess is it just didn't get attached, but we will check on that to make sure that the record reflects it correctly.
Okay, thank you, because when I was reading this last night, I was thinking, where are these guidelines we talked about? And that's why I brought them up to him. So then I went back just now as we were listening to the meeting, and I missed where it says there is an attachment A, an Exhibit A. So I just want to put that on the record.
Okay, we will check on that and make
Thank
sure
you.
that that gets attached.
Thank you for that commitment to detail, Commissioner Thomas. And with that, the next business meeting again will be held on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. We do not have a land use meeting today, so there will be no additional items for today. We are adjourned.